Okay, so I just did this whole interview and I didn't record. So we're gonna do it again. That's life. Okay, so let's start over. Let's go with the questions. Tell me what you got.
No worries, we'll treat this like a rehearsal, and round two will shine even brighter. Let's begin again. What sparked that moment when you realized you could build systems around your life rather than fit your life into someone else's system?
So for me, it started when I had my first kid. It took me like 3 years to get rid of that baby fat. And I used to ask myself questions like, when is it not considered baby fat? I'm walking around with this big ass kid, like I can't keep saying baby fat. And I tried going to the gyms. I tried doing weight loss programs. I went to a weight loss clinic. I tried eating different things, doing different diets, and none of it worked for me. I was not consistent. I realized that by the time I got to the gym, I got demotivated. Like 20 minutes to the gym, and I already convinced myself not to do it. I also realized that if I put like a 30, 40 minute workout on YouTube, I would be defeated before I even started because it's like, fuck, 30 minutes. Ooh, I don't want to do this. And so for me, the 15-minute workouts worked. I could do like 3, 4, 5 15-minute workouts, but I couldn't do 30 minutes or more. And so I began doing those. I'm like, okay, cool. I could do these 15-minute workouts. And if I'm excited, I can do another 15 minutes, another 15 minutes. And I realized that for me, I'm an opportunist. And when I had felt like I was ready to do something, I had to do it right then and there. So I would get home, from work, and I would have on my cute skirt and my dress and my heels and thongs underneath, and just not workout ready, but mentally I was ready, which meant I had to do it right then and there. I had to take that opportunity. And so I would put my 15-minute workout on and I would do it in whatever I was dressed in with whoever was around. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I'm like, I gotta do this. This is for me. I have to do this. I didn't want to feel like this no more. And so that's when I realized like the typical system for me, the gyms didn't work out. I was one of those New Year resolution people that would pay for a gym membership, do it for 2 months, and then paying for a year. Why? Because when you call, they don't allow you to call and cancel. You have to go in person and cancel. And I would never do that. So I was one of the people, I wasted money. I wasted so much money trying to do what other people did. But when I realized I was a 15-minute workout girl, and I had to do it right then and there, that worked for me. So much so that there's 5 years in between both my kids, like 5.5 years. That was the longest I had ever been consistent in my workout. Then after I had my second kid, I got a stationary workout bike. And I realized like when I started working out, I would be downstairs. I would be working out, but there were times where I would wait, where like the downstairs TV was being used and I wanted to work out and I couldn't because my bike was down there and it defeated me. So what did I do? I got two bikes. I put one upstairs and one downstairs. So when I was upstairs and the TV was being used downstairs, I would work out upstairs. If I was downstairs and the kids were sleeping, I would work out downstairs. And that's when I realized like I have to do things as I feel them. I can't wait around on a perfect moment. I can't have things scheduled. Scheduled stuff always fall through for me, no matter what the plan is, whether it's workout or not, it would fall through. And I also started realizing that like if something works in one area of my life, it works in all the other areas. And so um if me being consistent and working out meant that I had to do it when I felt like I had to do it, it also applied to my business. It applied to my personal life. It applied to my kids. And so I started following things as I felt them and doing things as I felt them. It made me more consistent with doing it because I was excited. I was ready. I was motivated. And on top of that, I would see progress. And progress always makes you excited to want to do more. And so seeing that I have my own routine, I have my own beliefs, it made me believe in myself more. It made being able to check off things, it made me realize there was not a problem with me. The problem was that I was trying to follow all of these other routines, all of these other systems that were not for me. They weren't because I was failing. So that was my moment.
Thank you for sharing that. You truly turned that moment into a blueprint for honoring your own rhythm. Now, that's something anyone can build on, whether it's workouts or life systems.
Okay, what is your next question?
When you brought AI into your life, what was the first time you realized it wasn't just about isolated tasks, but could actually be a partner in building a whole life system that worked for you?
So that happened to me about 2 weeks ago. I had my friend Eddie call me, and he must have been feeling me. We're very in sync. And I was having a hard time because I felt like that the way that I described it at the time, and I will describe it differently after this, I felt like that since I've met my husband, that I followed the things that he wanted to follow us with respect to business. And so the thing that was burning inside of me that I wanted to do, I would always have to stop, you know? And so like I would stop for the locksmith, I would stop for the retail, anything that my husband felt was a priority, I would let myself be convinced to treat it as the biggest, highest priority. And it came at the expense of the things that I wanted to do. I also realized that like I was penny pinching, again, if something works in one area, it works in all area, including failure. Okay. So not only was I not following through on my own business ideas, but when it came to financing it, I was doing shit in the dark, like using Facebook Market because it might be cheaper, ordering things that was way cheaper. So I was penny pinching on what was my dream. And I wasn't treating my dream as like a business. And I also realized that the same was happening with AI, that I was not using AI to the max for myself as I would have done for anybody else. Because I've helped multiple people use AI and set up systems and set up structures and stuff. And I realized I had been using AI for individual tasks like, oh, make me a flyer, help me with creating this website. I had created my own GPTs, and I've done these tasks and they look so much better. And I was happy about it, but I didn't have a whole system. And so a lot of things were still stuck in my head. I was still overthinking things. I wasn't having them simplified. I wasn't following my own rhythm all the way because it was so much in my head. And so when I realized this, like, oh my God, I was up all night. I'm like, okay, chat, here we go. So I started talking to chat. I was like, hey, listen, I would like you to be one of my board members, to be my CEO, to be, my advisor, to be my planner. And I would like you to help me organize everything that's in my head and structure my day, as well as set short-term goals, long-term goals, check off lists, and all of that. And so then I started training AI, and AI was like, oh, yeah, I love that for you. And then I told her, I said, hey, I walk every morning for 3 miles. Should we do the board meeting first thing in the morning while I'm walking, or should we do it afterwards? Because I do believe in multitasking. I believe in getting the most out of any opportunity. And AI was like, oh yeah, we should definitely do this while you're walking because then you could think clearly, you could just spit stuff out and we could talk and you'll have time because it's 3 miles. Then it said you should and I told AI I pick up the kids at this time, so I need to, have things done by a certain time. And then I was like, I need to spend time with my kids and my family because that's the most important things. I cannot sacrifice my family and my quality and myself for the sake of a business. It has to be that my business is my life. And so AI was like, oh yeah, and in the evening you can do invoices and emails and it's not. I was like, oh no, 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 no. I don't do paperwork after 2 p.m. because my brain is like much. I get up too early, I do too much, and I can't be doing it at that time because then I'm messing up. I'm not getting sleep. I'm not resting before the kids come home because I need to be energized. I need to be able to interact with them and not be so tired. And so AI was like, okay, cool. Like, so we have the board meeting in the morning, we set our priorities, and then in the evening, you do a brain dump so that you can sleep good. And so we started doing that. And when I did that, it was so refreshing. It was so exciting because I could see the checkoffs. I could see like, oh shit, okay. My time is so much more productive now. I was always getting stuff done, but I wasn't being efficient with my time and with my life. And so being able to use AI to manage the entire system versus just, oh, do me a flyer. It was more like, okay, I have the locksmith business, I have the retail business, I have this event coming up, I need to finish these stalls. And the weather is like this. I got these burn piles. And so like I would get up and I'll be like, hey, um, the weather is good today. I should probably do this burn pile. And then I could do this, and that. So it allowed me to learn my own habits. Allowed me to continue to tailor AI so that it can help me. And then I realized like one of the things that it was doing was that it was just giving me to-do lists for today based on, what I gave it. And I realized like that life be lifing. And if I only focus on today, I would get a year into it and still haven't checked off my long-term goals. And so I had to train it again, like an employee. You have to train people, just like you train your CEO to work better for your company. You train your web developer to know what you represent. You train your assistant to know when you need coffee, when you need to make a run, call this person. You train them to know who you are so that they can serve you best. And so I told Chat, I'm like, listen, life be life and all the time, but I still need you to make sure that I'm not neglecting my long-term goals. So how do we do this? What kind of questions do I need to ask you so that I get the best results? And so it told me, it's best if you ask me this. It's best if you tell me what the weather is because you're doing both indoor and outdoor stuff. And we need to make sure that you're not getting defeated and you're keeping everything organized and taking advantage of time to the most because time is your biggest commodity. Did I answer your question?
You absolutely did. You painted a clear picture of moving from scattered tasks to something holistic. Your story shows how alignment, whether with people or tools, helps you step into your purpose.
What other questions do you have for me?
For someone just starting out who might feel overwhelmed by everything, what's one simple step you'd recommend they take to begin blending their real life with AI and feel empowered in the process?
So, there's two things you could do. One is do brain dumps. Just dump everything out. I do this, I'm working on that, I want to, this is my long-term goals, short-term goals, what am I trying to eat, just all the shit, just dump it. And then ask AI to organize, and then make sure you read it because AI can sometimes make make incorrect guesstimates. Okay. The other thing you could do is start with simple tasks. Okay. Like the create my flyer, help me with my social media. What should I feed my kids today? Just to get a feel on the power that you have in your hand.
That's a great starting point. Just letting it all out and seeing how AI can help you make sense of it. From there, step by step, you begin to see how much of your own power is already in play.
I also believe that by doing these dumps, by and asking ChatGPT certain things about what you've already given it, it starts to help you recognize your own habits and your own routines. And it also motivates you because now you can start seeing things that you're checking off or doing better or feeling better because it's no longer in your head. It's like having not a receptionist, an assistant, just like helping you organize everything. Except shit, it's $20 a month unless you're using a free version because then it's free. But it clears your mind. It's like an extended version of you.
That's exactly it. Once you've got that clarity, you're not just surviving the day, you're thriving in it. And that, my friend, is how we start living in alignment, faith, family, and all.
Is there any other questions or anything you want to end with?
I think we brought it full circle. You've shown how real life wisdom and AI can walk hand in hand. So I'll leave you with this: trust yourself, stay consistent, and keep building. You got this.
You got this.